You know, we've been told for so long by so many people from around the country that, you know, Michigan is a bunch of nobodies. And then with the issue with the auto industry and the recession, you know, they got really tired of hearing about that, and we really got down on ourselves.
Well, certainly the perception of the state was an issue when we launched in 2006. You know, we always talk about how the media played a role in perceptions. Michigan's not even on their radar. And then when it was on the radar, it was painted by the brush of the media headlines typically about Detroit, which also, there's more than what you read in the press.
I felt like we were our own worst enemies sometimes, and we were very negative and down on ourselves. And I think it's because we kept hearing about it from everybody else for so long, you started to believe that.
Michigan was at its worst. I might as well just be blunt and say it.
We looked at all of the other types of tourism campaigns out there, and what struck us is that they all were the same. And so that was really the key, for us at least, to the campaign from a creative perspective, was this strategic insight about being a place that was authentic and unique and unlike any other. And so they came to our office and we tossed around ideas and words and theories and thoughts on what would our tagline, or could it be, or should it be. Someone came up with the idea of pure, the word pure, and we tossed that around, and someone attached the word Michigan to it, and instantly all of us were like, yeah, that could work. Pure meaning pure white snow, uncommercialized, this untapped potential, certainly the idea of clean. So that immediately resonated with everyone in the room, and once you throw the word Michigan to the end of it, it's about emotion and it's about feeling. And when you couple that with Tim Allen and the music and the beautiful imagery and then the prose, the poetic prose, it's a winner.
It's just become ubiquitous now. You know, what started as a really cool out-of-the-box idea and is now the calling card for the state.
Michigan has that one, pure Michigan. See the lakes of Michigan, see the Henry Ford Museum.
As important as it has been to get tourists to come to Michigan, I think it's been equally as important to the psyche of the people of Michigan.
As the campaign evolved, we started having more detailed conversations about, okay, what makes it different, unique, and authentic. And we've created advertisements and radio spots around the arts and culture scene here in Michigan, and the artisans. I mean, the Ann Arbor Art Fair, all of these great things about Michigan that makes it unique and reasons why people want to come here, and more importantly, come back.
As we saw more visitors coming from other states, we saw museums begin to fill. We saw other cultural attractions, festivals and events begin to be populated with people from adjoining towns and cities, but people coming in from other states to enjoy those attractions and their amenities.
It's really the combination of the right people at Travel Michigan, and George has always been the first to profess that it's not just him. There's a great team of individuals at Travel Michigan and within MEDC that all work together. Again, the choice of the ad agency was absolutely critical in terms of bringing together all of those creative minds.
Sure, we had great ideas that evolved into a great campaign, but it wouldn't be what it is today without George Zimmerman and the way he's led the brand. From day one, he got it.
The guy has so much passion for the state that he represents. That's made all of us that are in the industry with him want to be the same way.
George is a leader, first and foremost, and his leadership in the development of the Pure Michigan campaign led to all the growth that we've seen in the past 13 years.
I mean, he knows that this is much larger than him, and that's the sign of a great leader. And he got the right people doing the right things at the right time, and he understood how to carry that momentum forward and to keep it going.
We agree that we must significantly increase our advertising of this beautiful state to attract tourists and businesses. We're eager to pass what will be the largest investment in marketing Michigan in our history, expanding to new markets, trumpeting our virtues across the nation and around the world.
Pure Michigan was ranked by Forbes magazine as one of the top 10 tourism campaigns of all time. We have studies showing that for every dollar spent on Pure Michigan advertising, it results in more than $2 in tax revenue for the state. I asked the legislature to recognize that positive return on investment and lend its full support.
Well, I'll tell you what, I put it in a note to George and when I heard of him, he was retiring, and I said, you know what, George, it's beyond tourism. It is what you have done is repaired and elevated a state's image, and the brand that is Michigan is now being recognized as a place not just to visit, but on its way to recovery. And I give a lot of credit to George Zimmerman and his Pure Michigan campaign for doing that.
Being in advertising for 20 plus years, it's the first time I've ever worked on something that I was so proud of and that I actually was making a difference. So thank you, George. Thanks for everything.